How's it going, guys? It's Pico Lopez here from Shamrock Rovers. Make sure to subscribe to Irish Footy Vlogs for all your League of Ireland content.
Hi guys, welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. Welcome back to a squad announcement video. We're going to react to the Republic of Ireland squad announcement for the games against Portugal and Luxembourg in the World Cup qualifiers. As well as Daz, the goalkeepers, Bazunu, Kelleher, Travers. Look, they picked themselves right now.
They do. They completely pick themselves. There's no surprises. There's nowhere the goalkeepers really playing like we think we might have left out. Obviously, again, they can go over Randolph. He went with the other the goalkeepers. They're all playing, bar Kelleher. But even Kelleher's getting more game time than Randolph this season, which is a bit of cause concern for Randolph. He needs to sort himself out, get moved, if he wants to get back playing.
That's his issue, Daz, isn't it? It's not Ireland's issue. Because you look at the position we're in with the goalkeepers as well. Yeah. It's kind of like that's his issue, like, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If he wants to get back playing for Ireland, he needs to get a move. He's on a lot of money in West Ham. That's obviously why he won't move. I'm not buying this that he couldn't get a club. Of course he could get a club. Any championship team would have taken him. Any of them would have. Even though Premier League would have taken him. It's his own problem. He needs to get a move if he wants to get back playing. Anyway, it's not a video about him. It's about the squad in total. But I suppose myself, something that I'd like to throw out there and like people's opinions on this too. Mark Travers is playing consistently in the championship. They're top of the championship, most clean sheets, in form, and he's playing in an in-form team. In my opinion, he definitely deserves game time, and I'd like to see him play one game. We're not going to qualify. We've nothing to lose. We're throwing him goals. Throw a full game against Luxembourg. God forbid Bazunu gets injured, sent off, sick. Like, we have to be able to throw someone in. And I think, since he made them terrible mistakes for Ireland, he's kind of come back into his club form. He's back playing. He's back in form. I think he could be a new keeper coming in for us as well, like in form-wise and all that. So I'd definitely like to see Stephen Kenny, give him a game against Luxembourg. At least just give him one. I definitely go with Bazunu.
I'll play a little bit of devil's advocate. I actually kind of agree, but with that one as well, Daz. What if, say, Travers comes in against Luxembourg and he makes a mistake? I know it's very hypothetical, but still, he makes a mistake and we draw or lose, and you get people going, "Oh, Kenny out. Kenny made a mistake. He should have went with Bazunu." I suppose the question is,
people need to realise then too, individual mistakes lose games just as much as team efforts do as well, and it could easily happen, and it has happened. And
it can happen to Bazunu as well. But there's a case to say that, don't fix what isn't broken as well, isn't there? With Bazunu at this minute in time, there's that kind of case to play as well, isn't there?
Of course there is, but my argument to people with that is we're not in a position where we're going to qualify, where you're thinking, why would you change something that's not broke? We're not going to qualify, therefore nothing to lose, therefore utilise these games, give players opportunities. If we're going to do a game where we need 3 points out of these 2 games to win, I'd be saying absolutely do not change anything. But the fact that, we're going into these games with nothing to lose, you could play a League of Ireland 11, it could win, draw, lose, it's not going to make a difference. I'd be saying give him a chance, give Travers a chance, let him play, give him one game.
But that's say in that case, would you put him in against Portugal then? Because that way he's more likely to face more shots, more pressure. No. You wouldn't?
No, because Bazunu did so well against Portugal. I think he deserves to play against them again. And obviously he's been our number one that has, 7-8 games, and he's done absolutely exceptional. I think if he used to play either of these games, I think Bazunu should be Portugal for them reasons, being the most in form and having played so well against Portugal. He'd be living and ready to play this game, and have Travers come into a less pressured game, because obviously he'll have that mistake at the back of his head. He needs to put it out of his head and focus on these games coming ahead and seize his opportunity. If Bazunu could play against Portugal and do really well, make no mistakes, that's brilliant. And if Travers can do really well against Luxembourg, make no mistakes, do what's asked of him, equally as good. I think it'll do the whole team and the goalkeepers a world of good, rather than putting Travers in against Portugal and he absolutely messing up or just getting clobbered, and then Bazunu going against Luxembourg and maybe have nothing to do. I don't really think that'll have much more value.
Defence, then we've got Coleman back in the squad. Obviously, great to see, because he's still, I don't think he's good as he used to be honest, but he's still very influential in this Irish squad. Doherty, Manning, Stevens, McLean, Duffy, Egan, Omobamidele, and Collins. Duffy didn't play a couple of weeks ago for Brighton, but he was back in the side at the weekend. Omobamidele obviously played left back and scored for Norwich against Leeds. Collins has kind of been in and out, but he is getting game time at Burnley, which is good to see as well. General opinions on any of those players?
Yeah, look, I think, it's kind of picked themselves, really. Obviously, Coleman's back in. That's great to see. He's 33 years old now. I think if people watch back at the highlights, I don't want to be singling one player out now by no means. I don't want to get this wrong, but against Watford there, I think it was like a 5-3 loss. Coleman was at fault, I think, for 2 of them goals nearly. I think he just could have done a lot better. Obviously, that's just one game, but I think we're starting to see him slope a little bit. Maybe his position is no longer right wing back or right back. He might have to look at changing that. But obviously, he's a fantastic player for Ireland. Fast experience, leadership qualities, communication, everything you'd want. And he's one of my favourite players. By no means am I singling him out, but that's maybe a cause for concern, like, especially against Portugal. You go with Coleman now after stuff like that out with pace catching them out. You might look at different options at right back, or the system that Kenny's going to play. Obviously, he's with 3 and 4 at the back, so it'll be interesting to see what he does. I suppose for myself, again, he's left Kieran Clark out. I know he's done himself no favours when he's played with Ireland, but he's playing consistently in the Premier League. We don't have many players playing consistently in the Premier League. We have to really for a few years now, and he's left him out again. So
you'd argue could be in for Manning, because there are, like, McLean and Stevens can play left back or left wing back, even though Bamadelli can go there. I'm not sure if there's a need for Manning there. I could argue that Clark could be in ahead of Manning, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think we'd be more beneficial to have Kieran Clark in the side, ahead of Manning, because, like you said, you've McLean, you've Bamadelli, you've even Coleman or Doherty. You can go at left back. You have 4 of them players there. They could play in left back to one position. Like, I think Clark is playing consistently, like I said, and he can also play out from the back as well a little bit. And he played defensive midfield. I know you wouldn't go that far. We don't need to, but I'm just saying, I think he's a better player than Manning at the minute. Obviously, Manning has been in great form in the last season, and he's been in and out of form this season a little bit, and he's played centre back, left back, but he's playing at a higher level than him. So I don't get Stephen Kenny's thought process behind having Manning in the team ahead of Clark. I don't know why he's done it, and it's not like Manning is a spring chicken who's 18 years old, who's starting to come in and play at championship level. He's not and Clark is season pro, so I'd be questioning that. I don't know why he's left him out. I don't know. But look, I suppose looking at the positives, Manning is a good player, and we'll definitely take him, and hopefully he gets his chance he has well, and does himself good.
Interesting one. That midfielders, we have Horan, Cullen, Hendrick, Knight, Malumbi. Brown's back as well after suspension, I believe, and McGrath. Any thoughts on those guys?
Yeah, look, again, I think there's trusted midfielders now at the minute. I think he's gone with who he knows as well. Wasn't a whole lot of cause of concern of players you might bring in and out. But then again, there is the fact that, again, certain players just aren't playing at the clubs. And there's not really a whole lot more we can do about it. There's not many more players playing. But the likes of Gaff Kenny is starting to play with Burma. And he's in a winning side. He's a winning mentality. He's kind of everything you wanted in a young player. All action. He's fast. He's energetic. He's quick. He can get up and down the pitch. He can do a lot of things for that Bournemouth team. And if you haven't watched Bournemouth, yes, and he's playing, I definitely suggest anyone this weekend to, if he's starting, to watch the Bournemouth. And if he's starting, as I said, watch him. Just keep an eye on him. Look at how he plays, and think to yourself, could he fit in this Ireland team? Because I think so anyway. And I think I'm a bit disappointed he's been left out. Why would we leave him out over some of the other players just been brought in? The likes of Horan, who I'm a big fan of, everyone knows I'm a big fan of. Again, he isn't really playing at club level. After getting a loan move, it's a bit of a cause of concern for me. When you get a loan move, the idea is to go out and play and impress your home club and either get a move or get back into the team, get back playing. He's not doing either, unfortunately. Hendrick, again, obviously Newcastle, new owners, who knows what his future is like. He could be out, he could be in, no one knows. But Stephen Kenny has gone with him. He's trusted him a lot, and he's served Stephen Kenny well, I think, as well. In a few games he has done well. I'm not Hendrick's biggest fan by any stretch of the imagination. There's every 11 video I've done, I think I've left Hendrick out, but obviously he's brought him. Cullen obviously is playing, which is good. You need players playing, and I know it's Anderlecht. It's a different team, it's a different league, it's a different country. You've got all that baggage, but he is playing at the end of the day.
He's performed well for Ireland as well recently, which is crucial as well. I think that's the main point, isn't it?
Especially after 2 years of Glenn Whelan leave. By no means am I comparing to Glenn Whelan, but we've got a player similar to him to sit in, collect the ball, bring it forward, bring it back, pass sideways, hold possession. That's his role. He's anchor man. He's doing that. So I think that's what he's going to do as well. Other than that, who else do we have there? Jason Knight.
It's good to see Malumbi back, actually, because he got man the match a couple of games ago for West Brom. And even though West Brom are a championship club, they're kind of a yo-yo club. So if you're playing well for them, they're usually up around the top echelons of the championship. So good to see him back in playing. I still think there's a lot more to come from Malumbi.
Definitely. And look, the thing is, I think we've been saying this for the last 2 years that Malumbi, he's going to do stuff for Ireland. But, the time is now. He needs to come in and seize his opportunity and show us what he can do, because he's definitely a really good player there. We've all seen him. We've seen glimpses of it. If he can take that glimpse out to a full match, we've got a really good player in our hands. But I think he just needs to go in, cement his position, get his head down, work hard and show us what he can do. But there's definitely a player there. It's great that he's back playing in the team again. And I hope he gets settled and gets a good run of games under his belt now, run of form. And I think he needs that just as much as Ireland needs that.
I think it's more crucial he does well at a club level, to be honest, to get settled. Fair. I think that's crucial.
The thing is, with Stephen Kenny, he has been giving younger players a chance in the senior team that's not playing for their own club. Yeah. So I don't really know what to make of that. He's giving young players a chance, yes, but they're not actually playing at club level. So, question marks over that as well. That's just how he's going with it. I suppose another player too that I'm delighted to see included is Jason Knight. Hopefully, if he can stay injury-free throughout his career, we could be looking at another player with tens of caps again. They could go on and do really great things at club level, international level. Smashing young player. We talked many about him on the show. Everybody knows him. He's doing really well at Derby, and obviously Wayne Rooney holds him in the highest of regards. And hopefully he gets in and gets a few minutes under his belt. Very young as well, very raw, but a lot to come from him. And he's actually played left midfield, right midfield, centre midfield, defensive midfield, attacking midfield throughout his last year and a half so far with Derby. So
I think that's because he's a very intelligent tactical player. He understands the tactical aspects, you see, of the game, and that's why he can play in so many different positions, and the manager allows him to, even at a young age, because of his tactical awareness. I think that's a huge thing with Jason Knight. I think he kind of has better tactical awareness than actual ability, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
some great players have gone on and been obviously great players from that alone. It's very important. I think he has that in abundance,
Yeah, I completely agree. I think, watching his decision making off the ball as well is pretty intelligent. Yeah. If the ball is inside the pitch, he'll tuck in, and you can see him checking over his shoulder. He's aware of who's running at the side, and the ball's aware of who's on the inside. So he doesn't normally get caught out too much with a cross-field ball or a true ball. If he can prevent it, he will. And I think his communication for a young player is great too. He'll often see him pointing, spotting players, moving in, moving aside, pushing up when he has to, pushing back. Very good awareness, very good decision maker. And like you said, that's why he could play a range of positions. Probably could play any position on the pitch and play and give you a 6 out of 10 every game, which is really good. It's exactly what Ireland needs. And we've always needed a versatile player. Since the likes of John O'Shea as well, we haven't really had a versatile player that can come in and do a job at any position. So so hopefully he's going to be that next player who'll be that player for us.
Absolutely. We'll go into the forwards then. We've got Robinson, Parrish, Ida, Collins, Keane, Bennett and Horgan. Obviously some of them are wingers, some of them are strikers. Any thoughts here?
Yeah, look, I suppose the first obvious ones that we'll get out of the way is a lot of people are just pointing to the likes of Anthony Scully. Again, has not been called up. He's playing in League One, just like a good few of these players are already. That's been listed, especially some of the forwards there looking through, like Troy Parris in League One, that people obviously know of. Will Keane's in League One. I don't know why Stephen Kenny has called up Will Keane ahead of Scully. Scully's younger, he's faster, he's more athletic. He can play in the wing, attack midfield, striker, play up front, obviously. He's fast. Way more goals, consistently more goals. He's got loads of goals last season. Why call up Will Keane ahead of him? Why would you do that? I've seen Will Keane play live a few times too. Back in his Man United days, brilliant underage. But in his Hull days, my God, he was shocking some of the matches I've seen. He might as well have just not been there. And I've seen him playing at League One level as well. And he's just, to me, not an Ireland player. I know, again, our players are in League One, but he's just not, for me, he'd probably go and score now against Portugal after me saying all that. But
I don't think he'll play, I'll be honest. I don't think he'll
feature. I don't know why. Why would you leave out Scully, a young player, fast, intelligent, enthusiastic, ahead of Will Keane? And I don't know. I just can't. I just don't get it. Let us know below what people think of that. I find that frustration, disappointing, gobsmacked. I don't know why he's done that. Another one for me too is, and I've talked to a few people about this, and they said he has this chance. He was there. He didn't take it. All that kind of stuff. But Scott Hogan, again, he's playing at championship level. He's playing consistently in the championship. He's 5 or 6 goals in championship this season, which is about a goal every 3 games. He's done something in every game, I think, for me as well. Had his glimpses too. Why was he left out ahead of, again, why would you bring Will Keane ahead of him? He's in the championship. He's scoring. He's making things happen. He's playing. I don't know why you'd leave him out. But I suppose moving on from them anyway, obviously, you could treat Bennett and Darrell Horgan as wingers. Obviously, Bennett has been having a great time with an Irish shirt, and hopefully he gets some game time. I'd like to see him start a match, even against Luxembourg. I'd like to see him start. I think he could come in and do a job anywhere. I think he's very enthusiastic, wants to play for Ireland for a long time. Came in, took his opportunity. Has a great attitude. He's a great lad, and like I really hope he comes in and plays a part. I think Stephen Kenny is a big fan of him, but definitely deserves more game time anyway, in my opinion. I think with the other one, Darrell Hogan, I think he is what he is. We all know what we're going to get with him. He'll work hard, but he hasn't really done much in the last few games he's played. So for me, I'd have other players in the pecking order ahead of him. Interestingly, Ida has been brought in again. Stephen Kenny really rates Ida. Obviously, he's had his underrated set up for quite some time. He's not really starting in the Premier League that much. Not really at all, is he? He's not getting game time. So Norwich, it's very early days to be saying that we're going to go down the Championship. So I'm not going to be quoted as have saying that. But
I'll tell you they're going down.
Mightn't be any harm to see Ida get a loan move in January. Go out and play a few games, see what he can do. Sitting on the bench every single week, to me, is not really good if you're a young player. Get out and play a few games. You get experience, get match day experience, get goals behind it, see what you can do. But obviously he's there, he's an option. Stephen Kenny's with him many a time. The other one is Robinson. Obviously he's having an okay season in West Brom. He scored a few goals, he set up a few goals. He is doing pretty well. So hopefully he's going to be our main striker, which I believe he will be. And I think he's a very good player as well. And then obviously I kind of want him to reverse all this, but Parrott's there as well. He's with MK Dons. He's got on loan. He's starting every game. He's scoring. He's trying to get out there. He's trying to get out with his career. So to me, he's doing more than some other players are doing. So he's there. He's an option, and let's see what they can do if they play.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant stuff, guys. We'll leave it there. Let us know what you think. Any of the subjects we've talked about, the squad in general, predictions for the games, anything you want, just let us know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, hit your bell notification button, and thanks for watching, lads. Olé, 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 olé.